Oh, yeah.
Skip it up and that up.
So over a week ago now, we finally saw Halo Infinite gameplay. And from a graphics standpoint, it looks like an early 8th gen game. Actually looks inferior to Halo 5. Just keeping it real with you, it didn't look great. The gameplay looked awesome, though. I will hold to that to this day. The gameplay looked awesome, but visually didn't look like a next-gen game. It did not. Well, finally, 343 has addressed this on HaloWaypoint.com. I'm going to read that to you now, and then we'll discuss. First, we want to acknowledge that, yes, we've heard the feedback coming from parts of the community regarding the visuals in Halo Infinite campaign demo. While we see and hear far more positive than negative, we do want to share a bit more context. From our perspective, there are two key areas being debated around the community: overall art style and visual fidelity. Based on our learnings from Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Wars 2, along with strong community feedback, we decided to shift back towards the legacy aesthetics that define the original trilogy. With Halo Infinite, we're returning to a more classic art style, which was a key message going back to the very first reveal that garnered enthusiastic and positive responses. This translates to a more vibrant palette, cleaner models, and objects with less noise, though it doesn't mean less detail. While we appreciate this may not be everyone's personal preference, we stand by this decision and are happy to see it resonating with so many fans around the world. The second theme being discussed involves visual fidelity. Negative feedback in this area includes comments around characters and objects appearing flat, simplistic, and plastic-like, lighting feeling dull and flat, and object pop-in. We've read your comments, we've seen the homemade examples of retouched content, and yes, we've heard the Digital Foundry assessments. In many ways, we are in agreement here. We do have work to do to address some of these areas and raise the level of fidelity and overall presentation for the final game. The build used to run the campaign demo was work in progress from several weeks ago, with a variety of graphical elements and game systems still being finished and polished. While some of the feedback was expected and speaks to areas already in progress, other aspects of the feedback have brought up new opportunities and considerations to light that the team is taking very seriously and working to assess. We don't have firm answers or outcomes to share yet, but the team is working as quickly as possible on plans to address some of the feedback around detail, clarity, and overall fidelity. The team is committed and focused on making sure we have a beautiful world for players to explore when we launch. And on the official Halo Twitter account, 343 had to say this about multiplayer: it's free for everybody, which can be good and bad. Halo is for everyone. We can confirm that Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and will support 120 FPS on Xbox Series X. More details will be shared later. And if you go back to Halo Waypoint, it says microtransactions. Halo Infinite will not include real money loot boxes, but they're going to have some kind of microtransactions. That's why it's going to be free to play. Look, again, from a visual standpoint, things look rough. But if they get the game together, even if it looks exactly the same and the multiplayer is good and the game isn't broken, fine. But like I said, my Microsoft and 343 insider says that things are going rough behind the scenes, and a lot of the code for this game is duct taped together and they're having issues. I'll have a link to that video at the end of this one. You could check it out. It'll be in the end cap screen. So all I'm asking for is this game to be solid. We saw with Halo 2 at the 11th hour, everything came together, and 343 may pull the same thing. But what I still think they're missing the point is this is supposed to be the showstopper game for the Xbox Series X. Kind of like how the original Halo was a watershed game for the original Xbox, and it really allowed Microsoft to become a relevant player in the console space, no pun intended. It was Halo that basically made people go out and buy an Xbox. Yeah, it did not, the original Xbox didn't do the numbers of the PlayStation 2, But it actually ended up beating the GameCube. Not by much, but it did. And a lot of that was due to Halo and Halo 2. So Halo Infinite is a very important game for Microsoft. And if it fails, not saying it's going to, but if it fails, it'll be interesting to see what 343 Industries' future is and what the Xbox brand's future is. Because Halo is synonymous with Xbox, and if Halo fails, I don't really know what kind of future Xbox will have. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. And no, I don't want it to fail.
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Review Tech USA member. I'll have a link below in the description. I live stream now on this channel all the time, and it gives you access to cool emoticons to use as well while I live stream. Again, link below in the description. Thank you for your continued support.